Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Okja. As a big animal lover and animal rights activist that does what I can personally in my own life to help the welfare of animals. I'm a vegetarian, not quite a vegan, but I try to accomplish what I personally can in my own life to ensure the advancement of the treatment of animals. In saying all of this, I think I was predisposed in appreciating Okja as a film. I kind of am part of the target audience that this film was going for. But I also knew there was a high likelihood that this wouldn't be a fun watch for me. And I have to say, this was the hardest movie to watch that I've seen in theaters so far for 2017. It really took a lot out of me watching this movie, and I did not leave smiling and feeling good at all. But this is a very, very good movie that I think everyone does need to watch at least once. So let's go ahead and start off with the positives, in which there are a lot. First of all, don't let the funky name fool you or turn you away from this movie. It has so much to say. So the big at-large picture here is that it just skewers the food industry, in particular the American food industry. From the FDA to the false advertising and labeling that we do with foods, to the false concerns of the consumers and what really is important to them, to the facade of humane treatment of animals and all of these different things. It just really skewers the entire industry, and it does it so smartly. It was beautiful to just watch how they just parodied the entire food industry here, and while heartbreaking, also brilliant. But it also makes fun of PETA and activists and the hypocrisy behind so many of the activists' mindset and these movements that happen. And it wonderfully demonstrated the absurd and ridiculous and counterproductive lengths that organizations such as PETA are willing to go to prove their cause, and how it actually is not only not helpful to the cause that they're trying to accomplish, it also directly does the exact opposite of what their mission stands for. So I thought that was fantastic. It also brings up racism and the export system here in United States business. The fact that we prey on these other countries and their need for product and their need for money and their need for sustenance, and we exploit them to get what we need out of it without really leaving them any of what we just promised, and by getting away with giving them the bare minimum in order for us to make a greater profit. So that was a much more subtle message in there, but one that I thought was really great. Clearly, we also go after capitalism as a whole and the fact that businesses and the people that run these businesses try to present a certain thing. No matter the type of lives it costs or ruins, it's all about getting to that money. It's all about earning that money, and all ethics and everything else be damned. And of course, this film calls into question the intelligence of animals and what is humane, what is ethically proper when it comes to these really intelligent animals. And I thought this film was really effective in showing an animal that in many ways is just kind of herded along, is part of this big herd, but shows such glimpses of extreme intelligence in this case, and the fact that this very intelligent species can be pushed down into just this rut, this lifeless rut, by what environment we put them in. So I thought that was wonderful, but also the fact that this was such an intelligent animal, and here we are eating it, here we are killing it. And it really brings into question, in particular, the animal they're talking about here, pigs, which according to our somewhat limited standard of intelligence as humans, is equivalent to the intelligence of like a 4-year-old child, as intelligent as household dogs. And this is proven knowledge. This is by our metric that we have decided pigs are on this level of intelligence, yet that hasn't stopped us from doing what we do. And this movie also kind of proved that point. People can be shown the evidence, they can be shown the video straight from the source, they can be shown the ingredients, they can be given the calorie count, they can be fed all of the science, all of the proof, all of the evidence that there is to show them. But unfortunately, we're just not receptive. And it's kind of a disheartening and damning look at humanity, which I think oftentimes we do see that. And it does balance out some positives in humanity, but it really just kind of shows the selfishness and self-centeredness and lack of empathy and lack of caring that so many of us suffer. All of us suffer at some point or another. So moving past message, because we could do an entire video just on the subject itself. I'm really passionate about it. I can get really into it. This film also has other fantastic aspects to it, such as the acting. I think everybody really did a solid job here. In particular, the VIP, the all-star in pretty much every cast he's ever in, Jake Gyllenhaal. He was so good. We talk about fun, campy, chewing of scenery. Jake Gyllenhaal delivers here, and it's always nice and refreshing to see him in way out there roles, because we get him in kind of darker roles all the time these days. So it was fun to see him just have fun with the role and really bring so many layers and so much complexity and so much struggle into this over-the-top, ridiculous character. It was wonderful. I also thought Tilda Swinton, fantastic in this movie. Paul Dano kind of played what Paul Dano always plays, but everybody else, all the other characters, really played it well. I also think the CGI was really good. Personally, I think that Okja and all of the other super pigs looked fantastic. They were adorable. Personally, I would have called it something like a hippopotapig because it looked a lot like a hippopotamus, but kind of a pig. It sounded more like a pig than a hippo, but it definitely looked like a hippo to me. They were so cute. I just found it so adorable. I love those big floppy ears. They gave it so much character, and their friendship and their love. I just thought the whole connection was fantastic. Again, the writing was wonderful. The direction was amazing. This movie is really good, y'all. But of course, there are some negatives here. The first big negative for me was just kind of the potty and juvenile humor. So often with films like this, I think that they want to get so far into the weird, quirky, out there territory that they add in elements that really just throw it into like, oof, that was too much. And this movie definitely does that. There's this gag of like, when you rub Okja, she either like poops or farts, and they run with that joke a few times, and then we have other jokes about it. It all was too much. I was like, oh, did we really need this? I think we could have been endeared to this animal in so many other ways. Why did we have to add in all of this not very good potty humor? And also with our human characters, they just throw in these kind of off-colored or ridiculous jokes that I didn't really like. So really, so much of this humor wasn't that good. And I'm also going to say the message is heavy-handed. This is not a subtle film, even in the slightest, but if you even watch one trailer, you'll know that it's not going to really be that subtle of a film. But in its sweeping message, if this is not a message you're already a little bit susceptible to, I think it might move the meter for a minute. And as I said before, we've seen videos that are about real-life animals that are really gruesome and really hard to watch. That gets people to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to eat meat. And then, you know, they can eat a hamburger as they watch it a second time. So I don't know that it's going to be all that effective in creating change, unfortunately. But it still tells a great story. It's still a very well executed film. So even if you're not predisposed to the message and to the subject matter like I am, I think you will appreciate this film for what it is able to accomplish, the intelligent script, and the fact that it is a film that has something to say and executes it properly. So this is a Netflix original film, meaning it's going to be available on Netflix very shortly. If you already have a Netflix subscription, I think you definitely need to watch this film. It is worth the time you would have to take out of your day to watch this film. I think it will leave an impact on you. It will really hit home. It'll make you feel. And I think that's the ultimate compliment, really. And if you don't have Netflix, this is worth a full price ticket. It is a fantastic movie worth seeking out. So however you have to do it, watch Okja at the earliest possible time. So that has been my review of Okja. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Okja? And what is your favorite film about a made-up animal? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!